All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Fielded about a yard deep.
Let's go, let's go! Down! 10-2 stop! 52, come on! Hey, come on out here, come get some! Come get some! Protein spill! He don't want it! Kill! Hey, turn it out! Watch out! Hey, Sam off! Watch the whip! Let's go!
Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Here we go! 90 Wolf!
On the run, it's Pumphrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now Lewis. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Duke Riley in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here comes the Saints punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch 54. All day, dog. Watch safety creep. Watch Chopper, 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
You go Greystone, travel. You got tight right there. Hey, wahoo!
2nd and 3. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ready?
On 1st down, it's Hardy, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
You got him. You got him.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7. At the Saints' 42-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Come on. Tight dog. Hey, Zoo.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And finding the tight end Hooper. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
To Austin Hooper. It's a gain of 4. brings up 3rd and 3.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
On the ready. 54, right there, right there. 50, 61, matchbox lights. Get it.
They'll run on first down. It's Hardy. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Isaiah White on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Saints' 30-yard
Ready?
line.
Max 50, Max 50. Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, high 7. 2.
Here's 2nd and 8. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. And let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing is Lewis. And that's complete to Adams. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
X3, 218, chop.
Now Lewis from the gun on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
On the return, Hardy. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
He's crashing. 80 weapon. Smooth. 5.
They'll look to throw here. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
On first down, Hardy. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Set, 8 read. 54. We ain't giving up nothing today. Check. Lucky. Bravo. 54 is Mike.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Second and 3 at the 10-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go. 10-2 stop. Hey, orbit.
Mike 5-4.
Look at me. Go.
Check.
Shit.
He'll look to throw. And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. And Pointer, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
You draw quarters. Switch. Leo. Let's go.
Off play action. Lewis. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Switch.
They'll run it now with Pumphrey. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Ready, break.
Back to throw. Lewis under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Raekwon McMillan in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On second down now, it's Hardy, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
60 outlaw. 64. Ready?
Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
That's taken on the 25. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. 2nd and 9 now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Raekwon McMillan has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Down. 8, read.
You can't block me. You can't block me. What?
Rock it. Let go.
Looking to throw. Lewis. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's go. Change two stop.
Hey, eat.
Topper.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
He's not going to get me. 6 guys. Check 6.
Bristol travel.
Mark 55. Hey, watch the ball.
Hey, Haywood.
Check 37. Mike.
5.
They'll drop the throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Lewis going to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Duke Riley, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been terrific so far. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game to try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
54. I don't think you got it, son. Watch twist.
Hey, box drop, box drop. Get it.
Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1 at the 42-yard.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable second and 1. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. They're moving the football with relative ease on this drive.
Well, let's go ahead and tick off the numbers. Third play of the drive, 3 first downs. Yeah, I would say that's relative ease. Keep feeding him the ball. He's hungry.
2 drop Porkers. 5. 2. Go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Steps away to his left. He's going to go up top, and this is going to be intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Rush in.
Bam.
To throw is Lewis. Off play action. He's going to float this one deep right side. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, Charlie.
They're going to look to throw. And a throw right sideline is complete. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10.
X3, 285.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Now, 70, Indy.
Second and 7 at the 40-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hardy, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings
Go.
up 3rd and 2.
8-3.
Let's go, let's go. Check. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Hey, wahoo.
Hey, Mike Cincy, Mike Cincy.
Ready, ready.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Able to find Turner. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk.
Ready, set.
Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54, watch 54.
Pilot, 64. Win.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Hassan Reddick able to get him for a loss of about 3. So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. Wide, wide.
Get it.
He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 6 yards away. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time, 1-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Check 13. Check 13.
Again, it's Pumphrey. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Lewis to throw on 3rd down. Looking deep for Adams. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Intercepted. The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Ready up. Watch out. Check. Go. Jackrabbit. Come on. Hey, Echo.
Switch. Right there.
Deep rip. Deep rip.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Getting this into the hands of Turner. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Then he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
This will be caught just inside the 10. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for Austin Hooper.
Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Sanders' kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 17. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The Saints on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Back to throw. Lewis in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Raekwon McMillan in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Topper!
Check. He's checking. Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Bravo.
Switch gears.
Take go.
He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Hey, 6-6. Pull it high. Hey, orbit. Big grip.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
It doesn't help indeed. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And when you've already thrown 2 interceptions, you got to take extra special care of the football because that one could very easily have been a 3rd.
Yeah, off balance, pressure coming. Probably just has to stick that one in his pocket, right?
He does. I just think that when he's in a rut like this, I think this happens to a lot of quarterbacks, they try and overcome it by making big-time throws. Throws they know they shouldn't make, but they're hoping to complete them rather than having the confidence that they actually will.
Undercrunch. Check.
On 3rd down, Hardy. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Hey, exit. X3, 218, chopper. Now.
Back to throw here. That's complete to Turner. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood. Get it.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Turner. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. His throw caught right around the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Come on, set. 50, plant. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Second and 6. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodge 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
On the ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say,
and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Ready? Protein spell. Check three.
Lewis now off the play fake. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where
like that.